Well, I was hoping that tonight would be better than last night. So far, that has not been the case. We just got the absolute shit kicked out of us. 55-0 at the hands of the Washington Huskies. Oh, man. Right. Well, I can't wait to see what next season has in store for us. Right? Right. Especially if our coach prestige drops again. Your national championship game will be between Alabama and Wisconsin. After the Badgers made it past Mid-Tennessee, Pittsburgh, and K-State, Bama goes through Texas Tech, Florida State, and the North Texas Mean Green. Bama and Wisconsin. Or the national title. We lost a bowl game 55-0. All right. Gotta move on, right? We gotta move on. It's all we can do. Our coach prestige hasn't dropped. Our pro potential and conference prestige both went up. Certainly not due to us. Although, of course, you can see now what conferences are rated and everything. Apparently, the MAC is less prestigious than Conference USA at this point. I'm not changing anything about that, by the way. I don't change the conference ranks once we're in the middle of it. This was the first ever shutout in the Gasparilla Bowl. Oh, cool! So glad we could make history. Your national champions in 2030, the Wisconsin Badgers, beating Alabama 21-10. Congratulations to Wisconsin. Everyone's living it up in their mansions in Wisconsin. If you want to see what they looked like, though, obviously I double-checked how good Washington was. Yeah, they're an 86 overall team. Couple guys playing like a 90, if not a legitimate 90. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so we didn't get promoted. I would say we got our asses handed to us, but 55-0 is a hell of a lot worse than getting your ass handed to you in a bowl game. Yep, this is depressing. This is depressing. We get defensive tackle Braden Ballo at Decatur, Alabama. Welcome in. Still fighting for a few people. All right. We know how many players are leaving because they're seniors. We got one transfer request. That's right guard Patty O'Furniture. You fuck. I played you so much as a freshman, and you're going to threaten to leave. Oh, fuck you. You fucking scrub. Well, we just lost another offensive lineman. Apparently Thad Castle's gonna go pro. And we already talked about everybody else that we were gonna lose and how much talent we are losing. So losing an extra offensive lineman really doesn't help. So that's great. Hopefully Thad Castle goes pro to help us out a little bit. Hopefully. Fuck are these names? Eric, I allow chat to rename people. At least our true freshmen. Let's see. Did Thad go pro? He did. He was projected in the 7th round. He went in the 5th. Good on you, whoever drafted you. Good on you. Well, that sets us up then. We're still not allowed to use those 40 coach coins. That sets us up for more disappointment, as I was hoping one of these two guys would change their mind. They never did. So we'll be taking those guys off the list, and we only have 4 recruits so far. Jesus Christ. Again, we are still only allowed to get 2-star recruits at the moment. Let's see who's out there. Portal-wise, quarterbacks. We got a couple to look at. Sophomore Max McGlynn from BYU and freshman Frederick Tompkins at Texas Tech. Running backs, nobody. Fullbacks, nobody. And apparently I disconnected my controller. This cord is definitely dying on me. Wideouts, only one. Bowling Green's Louis Amatova. Nobody at tight end. Anybody on the O-line to make up for the guy that I lost? Nope. Nobody at defensive end. Nobody at defensive tackle. Nobody at linebacker. Great. Freshman Roger Mangum from North Carolina. Liberty safety Amani Tejada as a junior. And that looks to be about it. Okay. Shits and giggles, are there any 1-stars? Nope. Cool. Okay. Okay. So, I know I want to get Victor Armour. Schedule him for a visit. We have 675 points to work with. I don't actually have anything I can sell him on with a visit. So he just needs to be max points for the next little bit. We have this other defensive tackle, Zach Abraham, who is at least really strong with 88 strength. Unfortunately, I am like having to build this team around defensive tackles, which is not ideal, as you would imagine. Colin Allegretti, I mean, we've just kept him around all season. He hasn't gone anywhere. He's decent. He's decent enough. Schedule him a visit on proximity to home. And in terms of the hard sell, what we got here? We got a student of the game. And get that extra 15 points on him. Jamie Pineda. This guy doesn't look incredibly good, but he is well-rounded. You know, like a lot of stuff in the 70s, which isn't bad for a defensive end. We'll get some points on him for now, because I do still need to scout a lot of people. And then Karan Weathersby, we need to get max points on him. So, in terms of, let's see, we got the other defensive ends and then the transfers. Let's look at the transfers first. So, quarterback Max McGlynn, 90 throw power. That's all I need to see. We're going all in for him. All I need to see. Quarterback Frederick Tompkins, 89 speed, that's all I need to see. Max offer for him as well. Wideouts, Louis Amatova. 90 acceleration, speed's gonna be high, catching's decent, we'll go for him too. Pretty much immediately. Corner, Roger Mangum. 88 agility, 86 acceleration, 75 man coverage. Yep, we'll go for him. And then free safety, Amani Tejada. Only 67 zone as a junior, 70 man. He is at least fast. His tackling isn't great. We'll go for him just out of necessity. Like, for an upperclassman, he's not great. Not at all. We'll put the 15 points on him. And then we'll have to scout out more people next week. So, this could be rough. This could be really rough. Shout out to Roberta with the bits for renaming Gordon Jordan. Well, make sure you're here. Or tell me the name before you leave, but you got it. Colin Allegretti, the defensive tackle out of Traverse City, Michigan. Welcome in. You do gameplay in the series. I do. Unfortunately, a lot of it, because this team's terrible and can't win a game on their own. We're in first for everybody else. That's not too bad. Not bad. Roberta with that 1K bit badge. Love to see it. Love to see it. All right. So, Colin Allegretti's in. We need to get the max points on Amani Tejada. Will be the 50 bomb there. And then we need to scout out these defensive ends. These are like the last defensive 2-star recruits we could even look at from the prospect list. Aside from that, it's offensive players. So, Tejada. Or not Tejada, Muamba. Is a gem. All in. Absolutely all in for this guy. Immediately. Monty Dykes. 70 acceleration, 78 hit power. Not particularly great. Listed as a run stopper, but he's not that fast. And he's not that strong. Noted, Roberto. I'll see what I can do. Alright, well, we'll take Monty Dykes off the list. I don't like him. And then Jeremy Hart's the last one to look at. Just fully scout the guy. He's got good acceleration, decent strength. His power moves aren't great as a power rusher. Doesn't hit particularly hard. To be honest, I'm not overly impressed. So, that'll give us another week here. We'll put the extra 5 points on Pineda. Might as well. Okay. A little bit worried now. Still don't get any recruits this week, which means they're waiting for better schools to come for them, and if they do, then I'm screwed, and we'll lose them immediately. All right. We might as well just put Pineda on max points here. I mean, we're in first form, so it's fine. Again, I have every 2-star defensive prospect scouted that there is to look at, so it's going to be offense from here. Except for the JUCOs. I don't even know if we're going to have time to look at these guys, though. You know what? We might have to consider them. I'm not going to have time to scout these guys, but I can at least send scholarship offers and just hope that they're good. I'm just going to double check that I have everybody scouted. 90% sure that I do. But it's worth double checking. So we got nothing else going on, right? Kicker and punter, we're fine. So let's see. We did already look at Dalton Roth. We looked at Brian Dre. Yeah, we did look at all of these guys that are left except for the JUCOs. So for these defensive JUCOs, let's just send a couple scholarship offers, see if we make up ground for anybody. But I still need to look at some offensive players that might be able to help fill out our board, given our transfer portal restrictions and limitations. So on the O-line, I would have looked at every single one of these guys, but let's just re-add them to double check. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't have looked at these guys yet because we focus so much on defense. Some tight ends available. That brings us up to 30. Crap load of wideouts left. Crap load of fullbacks left. And just enough running backs left. Only 2 quarterbacks left. Shout out to Freefallin' for the 40. 7 months on the primer. Freefallin', welcome back.
Jeez.
Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Very, very much appreciated. I had no strength. We did take him out. Alex Cookus. That'd be perfect. 5-star recruit reporting for Scotland. Big Nate, I wish, man. Thank you for the 39 months in total. Resubscribe for 24 months. Wait a minute. Resubscribe. 39. It's showing 2 different things. I don't know. Nate, how the hell are you? Thanks again for supporting the channel as you do. I appreciate the crap out of you as well. Twitch has me share one day and then reset the next. Well, hey, I'll thank you regardless. We can scout these guys faster. We can scout defense. So let's see. This center, 78 strength, get out. This center, 79 strength, get out. Ben Avila, 82 strength at least. Scholarship offer, I guess. Right guard. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Every single person we just added to our board, let's go ahead and hand out some scholarship offers, because we don't have much time to work with here, do we? So, I don't think I've ever had a pipeline guy above a silver. You do need to kind of get those upgrades. It can happen, though. When we ended at Tug Lane, we did have a maxed out pipeline rating in our home state. So, watching the series on YouTube? Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, trust me, you're not missing much on this one, aside from a hell of a lot of depression. We do land Victor Armour out of West Monroe, Louisiana, as well as the other defensive tackle out of Zeeland, Michigan, Zach Abraham. And for the second year in a row, all the transfer portal guys go somewhere else. Like, I'm alright with Boise State and Missouri being picked over me. I'm not okay with people choosing fucking Eastern Michigan. I don't even care if you're from Michigan. What the fuck's the matter with you? Anyway. Ender, what's up? Oh, this is pain. Pain and misery and pain. We always miss out on these portal options. Every time. It's nuts, dude. We got locked out for other options. So many options we got locked out for. Well. Michigan's better than Ohio, but it's not better than Indiana. Where Ball State is. 2 running backs left. We had a bunch of fullbacks, but who cares? All of these wideouts brings us up to 34 people. If Eastern Michigan takes this, they're going to take this fucking gem away from me. I cannot stand that we keep having like Eastern Michigan and Indiana take these frickin' recruits from us. It is driving me goddamn crazy. This is shaping up to be my weakest recruitment class ever in terms of just the amount of players outside of when we initially were going to start this with Boise State. Seems like no hours. You've spent too many weeks trying to fully scout. You're too far behind. Correct! But the problem is a lot of guys we're investing heavy points into right out of the gates. We're in first, a school they want more swoops in, and they immediately fucking leave. Like, we are the rebound boyfriend. And then the second some fucking guy with a lifted up truck and fucking tattoos and a well-trimmed beard show up, bam! Ball State, home of the incels. That's what it feels like right now. Jesus Christ. Thank God I'm married, right? I have that built-in defense. That is painfully accurate, right? Where's the lie? Oddly specific. Not based on a true story for me, at least. I'm the one with the lifted truck. What? You know, that's a lie, because I don't have the beard. Anyway. Brandon Mangum. What is this, Facebook? You know, Crash, maybe. Maybe. Watch out, I've already ended some relationships today. I'll end ours next. Alright, we just gotta... I don't even care if these people are good or not. Everybody gets a scholarship offer and points. Everybody. Because we are in a painfully bad spot here. I don't even care if you guys are good. I don't have time to even look if you're good at this stage. Because this has been a disaster. An absolute disaster. All right, there we go. Basic level point investment for everybody. We have 305 points left. Any religion? Good night, buddy. Let's see. 2 stars, fullbacks. Are any of them interested in us? Not particularly. Okay. So these guys at the top are all on maximum points except for Pineda. So let's change that and get Jamie Pineda onto the max points. I don't have anything I can really sell you on, so that's fine. 10 points now. Let's just divvy these up. I mean, granted, I could scout to see if one guy is better than another, but I'm not going to be able to look at everybody, so let's just swing for the fences as best we can to try and salvage this recruitment class after we were in first place for numerous gems and they said, nah. We were in first place for transfer portal pickups, then they said, nah, and went somewhere else. It's been a time. It's been a year. This has been a season of nothing but Ball State falling flat on its face, and we had an 8-5 record. You know how bad the losses have to be that you feel so negatively about an 8-5 record? Brutal, man. Now I'm sitting here trying to recruit Bo Triplet. Guy's name is Bo Triplet. Well, Ruben Lucky. Congratulations, it's your lucky day. And who else do I like? Haru! He just makes me think of Nixon. There we go. Alright, let's see if this goes over well. At all. We get the safety of Manny Tejeda. Tomato. I actually think he was the lone portal pickup we got, right? We get defensive end Joe Mwamba. Quarterback Jeremiah Carew. Out of American Fork, Utah. And nobody else. There was more people than that on the list, so I presume we did better than what it's showing right now. National Signing Day. Nope, the vast majority of people just didn't even fucking respond. I got left on red. Alright, well, at quarterback, the only guy that we got this year is Jeremiah Carew, who is normal dev. Shit. At running back, we didn't get anybody. At wideout, left on red. Left on red. Left on red. Left on red. UCLA, left on red. Left on red. OSU, Ohio, left on red and left on red. Oh, kill me. At tight end, nobody. Oh my god. At tackle, fucking with the Bowling Green. At guard, nope. At center, nope. Defensive end, impact dev, Gordon Jordan. Normal dev, Jamie Pineda. Impact dev, Joel Mwamba. And left on red. Defensive tackle, impact dev, Braden Ballo. Normal dev, Colin Allegretti. Impact dev, Victor Armour. Normal dev for Zach Abraham. Keenan Coate left us on red. Nobody at linebacker. At corner, normal dev for Gil Littlejohn. And impact dev for Eric Presley. At safety, normal dev for Amani Tejada. And that is it. 11 players this year. Remember when I said I was going to try to get more recruits than last year? Yeah, we got 2 fewer. These last 2 seasons have been... Oh, they've been testing. Bama, Tennessee, Notre Dame, Miami, and Oregon have the top 5 recruitment classes. Despite the fact we only got a few people, we were still at 121. Why don't you go for higher stars? We have a recruitment restriction right now based on the lower level conference that we're in to make the game more difficult, and boy, it is difficult. I am, in fact, getting what I wished for. Just much, much more of it. So, in terms of moving people around, right? I want to start off first with quarterback throw power. I went right past it. In my head, I was thinking of kick power. Let's see. Those who can throw a football are already at quarterback. Meaning it is this group of 5, including 3 juniors. Oh, that's going to be fun. For the running backs, we had no new recruits. Can any of you guys catch a football? Yes. So, it's the big show. I'm going to move you back to wideout for the moment. We are also going to move running out of time over to wideout for the moment. At least you are fast and can catch a football. The other 3, not really. Our fullback is set. Wideouts. Did we have any new? No, we did not. So anybody that is set sub 70 catching right now can go to running back. So that'll be touchdown Judas. Sub 70 catch rating. And a sub 70 catch rating for Jonda Dog Katzman. So we will move you 2 to running back. And then tight end, we only have 3 on the roster right now, which means the game's probably going to get mad at me. Because typically it wants us to have 4. Honestly, Jonda Dog Katzman might have to move over. Just because he has the height, because I don't think we're going to have enough O-line options to move anybody. We do have some D-line options that could go to the O-line. Yeah, honestly, it's probably going to have to be that. So can any offensive lineman even slightly catch a football? That is my question. Can any of you, starting from right here, 65 catching for Lang, who was once upon a time a tight end. So it's going to have to be him. After a season on the O-line, we got to move him back. At least he looks like he'll be really, really good there. So that's nice. That is quite nice. So at least we got the bare minimum of 4 tight ends. O-line, we will sort out in a second after we figure out the defense. So anybody with at least a 70 in man coverage, I want to see how well they would shape up at corner. Anybody with at least a 70. Presley only has a 64 and a 59 in zone. Jesus Christ, man. That is not good. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with you, to be honest. Linebacker. Top 2. Temporarily, at least, move to corner. I can't guarantee they're going to stay there. But make sure we have the best options that we have. Got a linebacker, Def Leppard drummer. Doesn't have the man coverage that I want, so he's fine there. And then a 71 for Jordan Allman. So let's see how he looks at corner. And then I doubt anybody on the defensive line has any sort of man coverage ability. I would be correct. So at corner, we're going to base this as best we can off of speed. And it looks like 85 can be the threshold. Even though Terror in Your Face has a 98 rating for man coverage right now. But our safeties often play man coverage, so it's not a big deal. He's just a little bit too slow to play corner. Yeah, so we'll move Terror temporarily to line or safety, and then potentially he'll be a linebacker. Mom signed me up only to 79 speed. Let's move you over to safety temporarily. Hans are sticky. Move you over. Snack Harlow. See what you look like at safety. 80 speed for Jordan Almond. Definitely want him at safety. He's too damn slow. PSG. Who knew that was a thing, right? Who knew? And then Gil Littlejohn, who we just brought in, we'll move him over. So that leaves us with these 6 corners, which, to be honest, based on the top 3, we should be all right for this season. We should be okay. Whether or not we redshirt Amani Tejada this year, I do not know. We'll see. We'll see. So then the safeties. Anybody sub 80 speed needs to go to linebacker. So my mom signed me up. Move you there. I have 2 guys that are kind of optimal for speed. Anybody here who sucks at zone coverage? Only a 71 for Jordan Almond and a 58 for Gil Littlejohn. I mean, Gil Littlejohn, we can try to train up in the position. He is only 5'9", living up to his name, except his name isn't gone. Based on the overalls here, we're going to rule out Jordan Almond. It's a linebacker. I think this will work at 3 and 3. Let's move Malkin over to the other side. Just to kind of even this out, because Littlejohn will probably be redshirt this year anyway. So we're good at safety. See, we want to swap the kicker and punter. Forget about that. That's what we ended up having to do last year anyway, because somehow little Booge ended up with much better accuracy, even though he was a punter. Got our corners, we're gonna have to just try to recruit literally anybody we can next year too. It's gonna be brutal. Oh my god. Okay. So for the linebackers, who has the best zone coverage? 80 overall from my mom signed me. Okay, so if my mom signed me up, we'll be going to the middle. And then Def Leppard drummer will move to the outside. And then we got to find some depth, even if it isn't the best. 60 zone coverage there and a 52. All right. Paulie, what's going on, man? How are you? Defensive tackles. Anybody over 300 pounds, that is, will be staying. Anybody else is a defensive end, if not moving to the offensive line. We're going to see how that works out in a second. So H and P, let's move you over. There we go. All right, that's obviously a fair amount of defensive tackles. And then defensive ends. Can any of you guys play any form of zone coverage? We got a couple who have at least a 50. I need to move them. So, Yuck Your Yum, you're going to linebacker. Which apparently you're going to be pretty good at, so that's good. Ollie, I don't even know if I said hello, but if I did, hello. And if I did, can you tell this game's making me lose my mind? Can ya? Move UFO over. Okay, at least one more player for middle linebacker wouldn't be the worst. 71 zone. To be honest, though, we could move Jordan Almond there. Let's move Jordan Almond to the middle. I mean, apparently he's significantly better as an edge, but I don't care. We're gonna go with our best options there. Imagine losing 55-0. Hey! Shut up! Alright, and then a 46 for zone coverage. That the best we have? Yes, it is. Beggars can't be choosers. We need this guy to play linebacker. We are seriously just going to have to send scholarships immediately to everybody we possibly can. We need about a max recruitment class this upcoming year. It's got to be quantity over quality, and that sucks. But there we go. I mean, at least we got options at middle linebacker, or just linebacker in general this year. So then the last thing to do from here is to double check defensive tackles, defensive ends. Who can switch to the O-line to fill out the depth that we need there? Because we need depth there badly now. So let's see. Pass block. Honestly, a fair amount of them already. Let me mark these down. What's the word? So it's 55-0, racing to Guelph. Probably Guelph. So we got Abraham with a 68. Horn Pop as a 69 in pass block. Doucette as a 67. It's a 65 for Ralph Wiggum. A 70 for Muamba. We just brought in. A 66 for Gordon Jordan. Yeah, Crash, I'm aware. It's a shame. It's a shame. And then Mr. Bullshorts is also at a 66. Defensive tackles. Balo is also at a 66. 68 for Gaster. 66 for Not So Tall Jones. A 70 for Brother Me Softly, but he's a linebacker. Okay. So, defensive ends. Doucette's not a starter. Horn Pop's not a starter. Wiggum's not a starter. So, Quincy Doucette, you are going to the O-line. Quincy Doucette, you are going to the O-line. Must have hit no last time. I don't know. Bad dude Corn Pop, you are going to the offensive line out of pure necessity. And then Zach Abraham. Tough call. Wiggum, Doucette, Corn Pop. Honestly, we might just actually be able to go with the highest rated dudes. I thought we needed more players than we had. So we can move Doucette back. The highest rated players were Corn Pop, Joel Muamba, Abraham was somebody we could move over. And then Gaster. Can't really afford to move Gaster. I need him at defensive tackle. So if it's not Gaster, then it's Doucette. Which is okay because we have Blitzkrieg. So we'll move Quincy Doucette. After all. So that means defensive end, 70, 74, 74. I mean, we do have pretty decent depth then, because obviously we still haven't had our off-season training. So I am okay with this, so long as, again, off-season training has to do a lot of heavy lifting, and literally next season, I have to try to sign people as quickly as possible. We can't even afford to look at quality, we just have to try and sign people immediately. So that works. So last thing to sort out then is the offensive line. I mean, in theory, I still want to sort it out by agility and just how these guys are actually able to move. Not that agility is the end-all be-all, but you get the point. Move Corn Pop over to guard. Those guys are fine there. Mr. Noisewater, we can put you in a tackle position. Move Michael Scott to center. We do end up with a lot of centers. Scoop, there it is. Go to right guard. Apparently he could play tight end as well, but we don't need another one. Right. Okay. So this will be interesting to see how this works out. We are almost done. So, LOL. Gonna move you to center. And then Zach Abraham. Also be moved, even though you could have been a defensive player. We need you as a lineman. And Muwamba. Also move you to center. So, that leaves us with 5 centers, which obviously will branch some people out here in a moment. 85, 94. Okay, that leaves us way too much depth elsewhere. Okay. Let's move LOL over to guard. Michael Scott over to guard. And Mwamba to left guard. So at center, if we spread the wealth we have here. Spread the wealth that we have here. The right tackle's a 79. 75 at right guard. We need a left guard and a center. Put Meat and Skeet back to the interior. Put him at center, just because he's fucking huge. And then Head of Lettuce we will put at left guard. That leaves us 2 strong options at left tackle, in theory. Not the best depth at left guard, but that's okay. Not the best depth at center, but that's okay. And that's where it kind of falls apart. Let's move old Cankles to right guard. And we'll move Scoop, there it is, out to left tackle. That should at least give us some proper balance on the O-line once we get the training camp results, with the exception of left guard and center, but there's not too much we can do there. We just gotta hope for some big off-season development, but I don't know, man. I don't know. A lot of my optimism surrounding this team has started to dissipate. I mean, it was already lowering, but it's gotten much worse. Much worse. It is showing us as an 80 overall team. In terms of the training camp results, so Doofenshmirtz is still a 73. We did not get much in the way of upgrades at quarterback. So we might have to make a decision there. Running back, at least touchdown Judas, he skyrockets up to a 79. We got, an okay backup behind him, but at least we got a decent running back this year. Wideouts, we at least have 370s, which has been a freaking rarity for us lately, so I will take it. We got some speed, too. At least 2 guys with 93 or better. Tight end position, James Lang should be great for us, especially in terms of blocking. The depth, not so hot. O-line, Scoop, there it is, did get better, but Noisewater will be the starter. Left guard, big improvement for LOL. Center's looking good because of Dr. Pepper's improvements. Lot of depth now at right guard. And some decent depth at right tackle. Defensive end, some good depth. Ralph Wiggum actually improved to be the highest rated left end. Right side, Zed Leplin. Wyndham Wyatt. Defensive tackles. Okay, a little bit of depth. I mean, I think we'll be a competitive team again. I think we're going to be worse this upcoming season, though, than we were last year. We took some big hits on defense that are going to be very, very difficult to recover from. But we are still a competent team on paper, which has meant absolutely nothing for us for a long time now. I can't imagine we'll have any players we have to get rid of. Yeah, we're at 77 of 85. Yep, we will be we'll be recruiting everybody we possibly can. In terms of the promotion relegation system that we have ongoing, again, Indy status is the lowest tier, and the best team in Indy status last season, the UMass Minutemen. They'll be heading to Conference USA to replace UNLV. And the New Mexico State Aggies are down for our old pals at Kennesaw State. So, again, it is UMass up for UNLV. Of course, write down everything on here on a freaking Word doc to know what to keep track of. And then your Conference USA champions this season, Rainbow Warriors of Hawaii, they head to the MAC to replace Temple. So this is what our conference will look like this year, including our division that now includes Kennesaw State. So, and of course, our old friends Temple are now down at the same level as well. So, see how that works out for us. From the MAC, Mid-10 State get the promotion. They had to Tier 8, the Sun Belt, to replace Wake Forest. Again, Mid-Tennessee doing what we were hoping to do. They are on the same trajectory. Or at least they were. They are now ahead of us in that regard. Champions of the Sun Belt were Michigan State, so they head to the American Conference. Demo, what's up, by the way? Bomb, it's a glitch, so I can't change the other name. It just doesn't show anything. It is Indiana getting relegated from the American or Michigan State. And then promoted as champions, they barely missed out on a national title appearance. You have to type it again. Sir, I've typed it in 3 times. It disappears every time. So the answer is no. Accept it or don't. I don't care. The answer is no. North Texas heading to the Mountain West for Central Florida. Not Central Florida, Southern Florida. North Texas on their way up. From the Mountain West, I know, Dima, right? Who knew? Syracuse promoted as champions. They head to the Pac-12 to replace Rutgers. Syracuse up and Rutgers down. And champions of the Pac-12, the Pittsburgh Panthers, head to the ACC to replace USC. I still cannot believe the Trojans are down in the 5th tier. Glory days are gone. Absolutely gone. ACC champs this year were the Auburn Tigers. They head to the Big 12 to replace West Virginia. Auburn is up for West Virginia. You'll love to see it. NC State, champions of the Big 12, head to the Big 10 to replace Texas A&M, fresh off of another relegation for them. They've had a rough couple of seasons. Go Blue, not well. We lost our bowl game to the Washington Huskies 55-0. And the champions of the Big 10, the LSU Tigers, heading to the top tier SEC to replace Georgia of all teams. So Georgia falls out of that top tier for this upcoming season. Let's see. There we go. All right. So everything there is updated. I need to take a look before we worry about renaming players, getting you guys involved with the custom schedule. I do need to see what the hell our recruitment's going to look like. I mean, that's the most important thing. So let's take a look. Literally, we just need 35 people. Even if they're not the best, we just need whoever we can get. So 2 stars. If you're interested, we will immediately send you a scholarship. Oh my god, there's a shitload of quarterbacks that are interested. Really. We are going to avoid the JUCOs at least. Holy quarterbacks. There isn't a single running back that's interested in us by default, nor a fullback. We got 2 wideouts, tight end, 2 offensive tackles, one of which is a junior JUCO, no guards, no centers, a junior JUCO defensive end, a defensive tackle, 2 outside linebackers, no middle linebackers, 3 corners, including a sophomore JUCO, 5 free safeties, including a junior JUCO, no strong safeties, no kicker, no punter. Right. That is 23 targets out of the gates that we might have an immediate shot at. So, for literally, I don't even care if they're busts. I mean, we just have to immediately spam scholarship offers for these guys. I'm not even going to bother checking anybody out specifically. In terms of scouting, we just do not have the time. Our quality over quantity approach last year, over the last 2 seasons, hasn't worked out in terms of at least still getting a solid amount of people. Players we get have been solid, but we're hurting right now. Big boy, I haven't gotten a look at the deep dive in full, but I've heard some good things. Shits and giggles, 1 stars. Are there any 1 stars that are immediately interested? Because again, right now, beggars can't be choosers. I literally just need to get whoever the hell I can. We are back to the point now in terms of prestige where most 1 stars aren't even considering us. Now that might be more playing time now as opposed to prestige, but the optics of that are horrific. When you get to go after 3 stars, we need a couple of promotions before we can do that. These 1 stars, I will at least scout them out to make sure they're not 1-star busts, which can happen. And so long as they're not busts, we should be okay. So, yeah. As long as they're not busts, we'll give them offers out of pure desperation. But we have all the scouting points this week, so we might as well put it to use. But yep, I am back to having to look at 1 stars out of desperation. So Sione Ursua will get you out of there. Kurt Liggins. Takes us longer to scout defenders anyway. Looks like we're gonna be okay. Alright. Let's go to all these guys then. Need scholarship. Immediately offer 1 up. Prospect of a 1-star bust is so funny to me. I mean, hey. It's just a boy with a dream, you know? 1 short for now, but that's okay. Desperate times call for desperate measures, don't they?